Hello everyone, super excited today with this video game pickup. It's been a long odyssey trying to get this game. The last game that I wanted for the Nintendo Wii finally got a really nice copy. We have Sakura Wars So Long My Love. For the Nintendo Wii, it was released on the Wii and the PS2. I just really wanted this Nintendo Wii version. It became harder and harder to find and more expensive over time. But I got a really great deal on a nice copy, and I am absolutely excited. I am ecstatic to be able to play this game finally. I just missed it when it first came out. There's so many other games going on, I just kind of never picked up a copy and then it disappeared. Going to be a very hard game to find, any of the versions of it, especially in North America, and just in general getting into this series is difficult in North America. I really like this series. I just wish that a lot of the older titles would finally come over here and be more accessible and that kind of thing. But yes, very excited to get this because I really like this series, but again, it's not easy to get into. Here in North America, the main thing we didn't get were, the actual games, the core of the series. We got a few things like some manga and some anime, but not a whole lot. And again, the main thing is the games, and we just didn't get those before. So my experience with this series over the years has been getting better and better, and I hope there's a bright future for it, because the first thing that I ever played in the series was actually 3 on the Dreamcast, and it's a fantastic game. I really enjoyed it. I loved it, but the actual experience of playing it was not anywhere near as enjoyable as it could be, because again, playing a text-heavy game in a language that's not your native language is very difficult. And even when there are guides available, which is how I played through this years ago, like 7-8 years ago probably at this point, was having a guide, a step-by-step guide, but it's still just not the same as being able to very casually just sit and read, not having to reference a guide at your side all the time. It takes a little bit away from it. And also too, at the time, this was pre, having like a smartphone, right, that kind of stuff. Never owned a tablet, or just never been into that kind of thing. So the way I was playing it was through the capture card, having the Dreamcast hooked up to my PC, and having basically half the monitor being the game and the other half being the guide, and playing it that way. So it wasn't ideal. And then also played 4 that same way on the Dreamcast, and also have the original on the Saturn, which I've never found a really good guide over the years to really get through. I still want 1 and 2 on the Dreamcast, but yeah, it was really rough to try and play some of those games. And finally, at the beginning of this year, Amanda got me, and I was able to play through the latest game on the PlayStation 4, and I loved it so much, and I just enjoyed it even more so than if this, if I was living in Japan, this was, the 6th or 7th game that I played in the series, with all the spin-offs and whatever, there's tons of them. I still would have liked it, but I liked it even more because this was the first opportunity, the first chance I had to just play through without using a guide or anything, just enjoy it and love it. And so I'm very excited to repeat that experience with this title on the Nintendo Wii. I am very excited, and it was a long time coming. I finally bit the bullet after just giving up on trying to find it out in the wild, because it was just not happening. I had not even seen this in game stores. Like, we have a decent number and one chain of locally owned retro video game stores. I haven't seen a copy in any of them in years. I mean, they just don't exist, not even for sale. And so finally, selling a lot of those old games and trying to narrow the collection down and getting those few titles that I really want that have gotten expensive over time, I used some of that money to buy a copy of this. And I did that over a month and a half ago, originally. Not this copy, another copy that I had ordered. And eventually, the seller was just ignoring my messages. I had to start an item not received because I wasn't getting any response. And eventually it was 30, I think it came down to 32 days after I had purchased the item. And this was a brand new sealed copy, so like even better, it was a brand new sealed copy. It was like $200. And they finally messaged me back and admitting that they had never even shipped the item. Over a month, they never even shipped it. And so I'm like, I want to be done with this, just refund my money, this is over. And then they ignored messages again, and I had to actually go through eBay, and eBay refunded me and then went after the seller for the money. Like, it was very shady. It was definitely just trying to get some money off of me. It was very disappointing, and then I found another seller. Thankfully, it sold a not new but really nice, like basically like new, condition copy, a little bit cheaper. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get it. It's coming from nowhere near as far away, and so thankfully it is here, it is safe, it is awesome, and I am very excited to check this out. And yeah, I even dug out, I mean, we had the Wii U hooked up in the bedroom, but it's on like the CRT in the bedroom, so I wanted to, I grabbed and hooked up the Wii, well, one of our Wiis, the original Wii that I had, up to the projector, and was testing it out and playing that with some Klonoa on the Wii in preparation, because I saw this is coming out today. So I'm very, very excited, super excited to play this. It's great. This is one that even before I put the disc in, I know when it comes to December and I do my video for like my 10 favorite games I played this year, I know this is going to be on it. I'm just that happy to experience it.